tell about the potential in Bangladesh. So, can you tell us briefly what are the potential for foreign investment in Bangladesh? And
I think after these few days of looking around in Bangladesh, I think one main area could be infrastructure, tourism, even vocational training. This is an education. These are four main parts which I think will eventually benefit both the foreign investors and the local people. When we talk about investments, we don't only look at just one side win. We have to be a win-win situation. It doesn't help if, let's say, the investors come in, they make money, but the local people don't benefit besides just getting a job. So when we talk about infrastructure, tourism, education, vocation and training, it's a win-win situation. The investors, they get something from it. At the same time, local people benefit having the skill set. I realized that there's a lot of education from Canada, Australia, UK, US, all over the place in the whole of Dhaka city. And I realized that, in fact, this is aligned with what we are trying to do. I think education, be it entrepreneurship, formal education, or executive education, this whole spectrum, even vocational training, the only way to get people out of poverty is through education. I think that is very important. In Singapore, this year Singapore celebrates 50 years anniversary. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, our founding Prime Minister, insists that all Singaporeans should go through formal education of 10 years. It took us 3 generations to be what Singapore is today. A lot of people have envy Singapore, that we are a very metropolitan city, very beautiful city, the people are educated, but this don't come overnight. 50 years ago, we are a fishing village. 50 years later, we are, an envy of the world. But I think this has got to do with education, and being able to speak English, being able to speak Mandarin, Chinese. I think this helps as a Singaporean. So I think what we want to do is to also educate people in Bangladesh and ensure that they have a skill. With a skill set, be it culinary, be it mechanic, they can make a living. They can go anywhere and they can still find a job. Because you're just going to give them a fish. You're going to just last them for one day. But if you teach them how to fish, you will last them an entire lifetime. So I think these few sectors, we are very interested. Vocational. I've met with a lot of businessmen. They say vocational training is one big area. Pharmaceutical, medical, technical, culinary, hospitality is a big spectrum. Bangladesh, for such a small country, you have 152 million people here, and the unemployment rate, the poverty rate is actually quite high. So by giving education to these people, I think this is something which is a win-win situation. Our government, our investors benefit, the people here benefit as well. Yeah.
Okay. How Bangladesh can attract the foreign investors?
I think the attraction part will pretty much has to do. I think it's a two-way thing. The government and the private sector. The government has to play a part, being very open and transparent, and I think efficiency is very important. And efficiency has to come from a top-down approach. I think we have heard a lot of complaints in developing countries where when you want to get a simple permit and license, they wait for a few months. It shouldn't be the case. You want people to do business here. People want the efficiency. For example, a hotel should have your food license, your liquor license, all these licenses. I think if in Singapore, to get a proper license, it shouldn't take you altogether. It shouldn't take more than 1 month. So if the government is efficient, if the people is efficient, if the public officers are efficient, people will be more attracted to invest in the country because they know it's safe. It's just that in Singapore, it only takes 24 hours to register a company. Yeah. Today you register a company, tomorrow you open bank account. That's how fast it is. Of course, all this has to do with the infrastructure, the technical of this whole business. So efficiency is something which the government has to strongly advocate. This is something which the private sector will benefit, even the domestic market. We don't talk about even the foreign market. The domestic market people will benefit, simply become, the domestic businessmen will enjoy the benefit if the government is efficient. This is one. I think the private sector, they will have to play a part to be advocates and ambassadors of the local business community. I'm very impressed that the local garment industry has been exported out to European countries, American countries. In fact, when I was in US, I see most of the clothes is made in Bangladesh. Yeah. So I think this is a statement to show that actually Bangladesh has quality products. But how do you bring the quality products? I think local businessmen will then have to play a part in becoming the advocates and ambassadors for the local products. So I think in hand, if we have efficient government, and then on top of that, the people are willing to promote the country as an individual, personal ambassador, I think this will be very helpful in attracting other people. It's just that people, you and me, you've been to Singapore and you tell people, oh, Singapore is a good country, it's a great country, but it's not just me saying that. Everybody who has been to Singapore say the same thing because they see the efficiency is there. So if we can portray the efficiency, I think you have natural ambassadors. You don't need to tell people. Go and tell good things of Bangladesh. People will go out there and say, Bangladesh is good. Bangladesh government is this. Bangladesh government is that. And things get done. I think efficiency is the number one key coming from the government. And the private sector, I think they have to be proud, that they belong to this local economy. Yeah.
So the UNCTAD report says that the last year for a foreign direct UNCTAD report, UNCTAD, it's a credit rating agency.
Okay.
International.
Okay.
Its report says last year foreign investment in Bangladesh is declined.
Right.
So what is the reason according to your observation?
To be honest, this is my first time here in Bangladesh. I can see that the government is trying to do a lot in terms of infrastructure. Because when you have good infrastructure, it's very frustrating that you get onto the road from point A to point B. If walking, you take 30 minutes. If you take a bicycle, you take 5 minutes. But you take the car, it's 1 hour. It's very frustrating. As much as people want to do things here, when they see certain things which they do not feel, is too good, as I said, it boils down to what is the efficiency. And if it takes too much time and too much trouble, too much effort for a simple thing to be done, people give up. I'd rather go to another country. I'm spending the same kind of money, and I get better returns. Because you have to understand that businessmen, any businessman, from the small businessman to the big multinational company, they don't have patience. When they want things done, they want it done. If they spend too much time on it, they say, it's okay, I can go to some other place. There's many developing economy around. Your neighbor, Myanmar, is booming very fast. The way they push, the way they want to attract investment is very fierce. Last year at my event, the Director General of Myanmar Investment Commission, MIC, he came forward and he spoke about how easy it is to do business in Myanmar. But I think this is something probably I haven't been able to see from Bangladesh. I mean, you can see the government even in India, they go out and then they approach businessmen, they say, we do a joint venture, we do this, we do that. But I think in terms of proactiveness in Bangladesh, this is something which I haven't been able to felt so much. I've been speaking to people here, they are telling me that, oh, thank you, it's a good initiative you are doing, thank you so much for doing this for us. But that's just about it, then they'll just take a back seat, and then they wait and they take a look. I think proactive is important. It takes two hands to clap, The private sector want to move, the government say, it's okay, we'll take out some time, we'll take a look. And people get pissed off. Yeah, anywhere it's the same thing. Even in Singapore. If we don't have an efficient government in Singapore, the next thing all the big companies and big banks, they'll move out. They'll go to Hong Kong. Because people are always comparing Hong Kong and Singapore. This is the two financial hubs. So if they are not happy with Singapore, they go Hong Kong. Yeah. So
you were telling about the process should be simplified.
Yes. It should be very simple. It should be easy to understand.
Easy to understand.
Easy to understand.
Easy to start.
Yeah. I think what happened, the government problems should stick to the government problem. Don't let your problem flow out to become the public sector, the private sector's problem. You take care of the problem, I do my part, I bring the economy, I give people jobs, you know. So whatever politics you want to play, you keep it there. Make the simple process, and we do our business. This is the whole ecosystem of a society. Everybody play our own part, you know.
So you are telling already told about government what initiative government should take.
Yeah.
So you can now you can tell what initiative government should take immediately to attract foreign investors.
Okay, let me think. I understand the question. I have to think. This is a very important question. The immediate steps that your Bangladesh government should take.
And do you think this type of seminar help to attract
Okay,
investors?
my seminar and forum is only able to give.
This type of seminar,
Yeah.
this type of seminar and roadshow to attract
It is able.
investors.
Okay, it is able to. Okay, it is able to let people understand better the country, but it's not enough to engage. And you know, when you're fishing, you put the fish there, you can see the bait swimming. But if you want the fish to bite, you have to be more proactive. I think the thing about the government I've seen so far, I mean, as I said, it's my first time, is that I don't see that proactiveness from the government. You want something badly, you go for it. You know, you will make the effort to send people. I think one of the idea is to really form a task force. Board of investment is passive. They will just sit there and wait. For my personal observation, they will wait. You will come, yes, welcome you. But there's no active effort for the board of investment. Maybe you should set up a task force, and then this task force will really go out there and actively solicit for investment. And maybe the government can even consider, okay, I'll give you a tax holiday for specific industry, not all industry. Some industry which will directly benefit the government, the local economy, you give them tax holiday, 3 years, 5 years, 12 years. Make them come here and tell them you can bring every single cent you make here, go back to your country. Because when you make the kind of money here, you're happy. But indirectly, you're creating a job opportunity for all my people here. You know, and these businesses could possibly create 10,000s of jobs. You know, that kind of thing. So the immediate steps, I would think, I will still point out to, I think efficiency is important. Yeah, I mean, I think from the head down, from the Prime Minister to all the ministers, they should sit down and decide on the framework, a timeline, you know. By this time now, how much should we attract? This time now, how much should we attract? Setting KPI is easy, but how to achieve it, this is where the task force will come in place, and then really look at how to make realistic, because we always have crazy dreams and ideas how to achieve. We want a 10 billion, 20 billion, but what is realistic? The realistic is, okay, this year we have maybe 500 more investors of this size, and you go out there and attract these 500 investors. You know, by just casting the net, say I want a China investor. China is big. I want Japan investor. Japan is big. What do you specifically want? What is that one thing you really want from these people? You be very specific. Instead of just casting a wide net, you know, 152 million people here. How much percent is going to benefit from this casting of the net? And from the day this guy says, okay, I'm coming in, example, X company, I'm coming in, I'm going to invest $1 billion, example. But this company is not stupid. 1 billion don't come tomorrow. It will take a long time. You know, maybe 1 year later, I'll come with 200 million. So, but it's something which we need to take immediate steps. As I said, this world is moving very fast. With the technology and everything, we don't have time to waste. If we're going to remain at this kind of pace, 20 years down the road, nothing much will have changed. We want to do things fast enough that 5 years down the road, people say, wow, Bangladesh is a changed country. I'm not saying that other countries are doing very well, but I think it really is how determined the government wants to push the country out into the international. I mean, this country is beautiful in many sense. As I said, it doesn't have a huge government. The parliament is quite small. The cabinet is sizable. But with such a small team, each and every one of them must do more things. You know, must cover each other more. And I think, yeah, I think it really down to what the government really wants. And the leader has to decide for themselves. As much as the private sector like us, we would like to come in and do something. But as I said, for my personal, if I come here after one time, two times, and I realize that it's not working for me, I'll say thank you very much. It's been a good 1 year. I move on to the next country. I will not stay here anymore. If I can think this way, you can be assured that 100 other investors will think the same way. Yeah.
So you are the first time in Bangladesh.
Yes.
So you heard about Bangladesh negative.
Yes.
Bangladesh. So what is now? What is your experience now?
To be honest, I really like the quality of the people here. I would say the businessmen here I've met over the past few days impressed me a lot. The businessmen here, they really know what they want. They focus. I want this thing. They reach out and get this thing. It's quite surprised. I'm quite surprised to see the quality and the caliber of the businessmen. Very top quality. I think most of them would be very comparable to what I see in Hong Kong, what I see in Singapore. They know what they want. They go straight for the target. This is something which was something very unexpected. The businessmen here are hungry. They are hungry for growth. They're hungry for expansion. This is something which totally blew me away. I was quite excited by this whole thing. I mean, the people I met with for the last few days, chairman of the banks and everything, the way they want to get things done, it's not just a hello, let's have a tea. They will think of how to do business with you, how we can help them. I think this is quite exciting. This is something which I've been to a lot of countries. Most people will take the approach will be, let's take a look. But the businessmen here say, let's sign an MOU, let's do something. Wow, they are very fast. I was quite pleasantly surprised. And I'll say the normal people we see on the day-to-day streets, you can see that they are trying their best to be a better person every day. From the waiters to the doorman, you can see that they want to do well. They're always looking forward to more things. I think if the population is hungry, the country has future. So I think this is something which is important. And I think what's important is we are at a place where I think Bangladesh is at a junction between India, China, and Myanmar. Myanmar being known as the last frontier of Asia. But you have a very good strategic position. Singapore is on the other end. If you pass by Singapore, you have to come to Dhaka, you have to go to Chittagong and all this port. It's one whole stretch. I think the geographical location is fantastic. You have a very deep sea port. I'm surprised that in terms of shipbuilding, you're one of the largest shipbuilders around the world right now. So I think compared to many developing countries I've seen so far, this country has made an impression on me, to be very honest.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you repeat the title of your seminar?
Okay. Midas Touch Asia. MIDAS.
No, seminar title.
Oh, Bangladesh Investment Summit.
Okay, Bangladesh.
Investment Summit.
এই প্রতিষ্ঠানে মানুষ বিনা মূল্যে অর্থের পরীক্ষা এবং পরামর্শ পাবে। কোনো ডায়াবেটিস রোগী যেন মারা না যায়। কথায় ডায়াবেটিক সমিতিকে সরকারের যেটাই অবদান, যে বিল্ডিং গুলো বানিয়ে নিয়ে জায়গা দিয়ে বিল্ডিং বানিয়ে নিয়ে সরকারেরও বিরাট অবদান অসুস্থ এগুলো লাগছে বিভিন্ন ব্যবস্থা করা।
To send you or Ruben Bhai, Ruben Bhai. I will give him or send
You
you.
can send me to,
Send by email.
yeah, we have something good happening in Singapore. And the government is doing something to push the good name of Bangladesh. I think we should do that. Yeah.
When you can use
Monday.
Monday,
Yeah.
last Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to Cambodia. Yeah. So we got some other projects there. Yeah. The next
No
time I come,
outside?
no, I'm only in Dhaka because all the government and everything. Yes, so I I'm trying my best to find a time to meet the BOI chairman.
BOI.
Because
Investment.
it's been a wonderful.
All are participate.
They will be sending people to support you.